Number 5. Everyone, welcome back to my latest top 5 video. So this top 5 is going to be a little different because it's going to be a top 5 of my clips. This is going to be a top 5 basically rallies taken. So the first one is going to be a 1.8 million rally from Q89. He is a tier 4 player and he's sending a bunch of gold, or not a bunch of gold. He has a bunch of gold gear, and he's sending a bunch of tier 4 range at me. So this rally I'm going to take just because it was tier 4 range. This was back in the day. This was before I had my new comp. I think I was lower might. Yeah, I was only 80 million might at this time. But the reason I was taking this rally was because they're sending range, and I have a infantry frontline. So they are basically sending this rally at me. I have one of their leaders. I didn't post the part where I took one of their leaders, but yeah, I just capped one of their leaders right before this. So they are now trying to basically get the leader back at this point. So I'm going to be actually hiding my front line here so I don't take any basically losses or reds. The reason you'll see most of these clips I'm hiding my front line is so I don't take any deads. I'll actually get my guildmates to actually just stock me up with tier 4 infantry, and that will basically reduce any losses we'd actually take. There will be some healing involved, but it's basically spread out, and here comes the attack here. And basically, yeah, they basically lost with us losing 0 troops. So they lost the rally. We killed a bunch of their troops. They killed none of our troops. Basically, they walked away with a bunch of red deads, some bunch of tier 4 red, and we had no losses. It was basically a free attack, other than like the healing costs. I had only had 295,000 because sometimes that happens. Basically, if a squad gets taken out, basically it'll go on to the next squad, which is the tier 4 or the tier 4 part of that squad. So sometimes they focus down different squads. I don't know how it actually works a lot of times because some of my squads are still there, so they still haven't injured those ones, but they injure some other ones faster. So the tier 4 and those squads start getting hit where the tier 4 and the other squads don't. So it's really weird. That's why there's 300,000 there, but only 249,000 of mine was injured, even though there's tier 2. It's basically because a squad gets taken out and the basically the tier 4 of that squad or the tier 2 in that squad get taken out first, and the tier 4 in the squad start taking hits, even those other squads with tier 2 still left in it. If I had more troops in my front line, it wouldn't be like that, but you can see what's going on there. So I did end up only losing like half my tier 1 there, and well, not losing, but injuring half my tier 1 that I actually had in my front line, so I actually could have had a little bit more, but then you never know, because you don't want to take losses in the rallies if possible. This is number 4. So number 4 is going to be from ZN Evil Eye. This would be over 2 million troop rally. I was only like 69 mil might. That's the only reason why this rally is actually ahead of the previous one. The previous one, which was a much harder rally to take, but I was also 11 million might higher and basically in strength at that point, so I had way more troops. So that's why this one's actually higher up. This is a much older clip too. I was only 69 million might at the time, so you can probably tell the differences in the clip quality too. It's just because the clip is a little older. I guess I wasn't recording at such HD at that time. But same thing, I'm going to be basically hiding my front line. Basically getting as many troops as I can, and as many tier 4 troops in my front line as I can, or tier 3 or whatever. Fill up that front line with just basically reinforcements. The reinforcements will take just injures, or not injured, wounded. So we won't actually lose any troops in this rally. That's how I was basically doing the rallies for a long time, is basically just stocking up my front line, because I wasn't strong enough to actually just like zero a rally at that time. My stats weren't high enough. I didn't have enough troops. All I could basically do was take a rally, get them a bunch of losses, hopefully win the rally, keep whatever leader I have. So the rally's coming in here. This is actually just a mix tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 rally. It's not a full tier 4 rally. It's a mix tier. I didn't actually get the what's called report in this video for some reason. I don't know what I was doing in this one, but I did not have the report. So I dropped down 5 million might. So it probably filled my infirmaries. But we ended up winning the rally, so they didn't get their leader back. So I'm just going to throw an anti-scout, even though I know they have our comp, but I don't want anyone else getting the comp at the time. So we'll take a look. Actually, yeah, so I didn't actually get what they sent, but here, it's 2.1 million. There's 400,000 dead. They lost 30 million might. They had a million walking back, but like it was a pretty full rally there. So, and then there, it was 650 wounded, nothing dead on that one. So that was actually not a bad one. That was a long time ago. Yeah, like I said, I was only 69 million might at the time. My stats were much worse. I didn't have as good jewels. I didn't have as good of a comp. I didn't have a lot of things. Wasn't as good. My heroes were still good, but other than that, that's basically it. And number 3. So this is a newer clip. So I'm at 86 million at this point. So they're going to try and rally me solo here because I have no reinforcements on this one. So this is a solo rally of over 2 million troops that I'm going to be taking by myself. Actually, this is actually one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I have a really cool rally to show you guys next week, and I want to get these clips kind of as a like a prequel to that. So this is gonna be like the best rallies I've taken up until this next rally, and you'll see this next rally I took. It's with my really good comp, and you'll see why I'm gonna post it. But it was basically a full rally, and I won't ruin the surprise, but that'll be coming next week, and that will probably be my number 1 rally taken so far, and you'll see why. Anyway, so they're going to be flooding me with single troop things, so I can't see what's going on. It doesn't really matter to me because I'm not going to be switching front lines or anything. So I'm going to be taking this rally. I baited the rally. I did this on purpose, so I'm going to switch to my war gear quickly here, as quick as I can, because this was back when my phone was still a little laggy, unfortunately. So I was having a bunch of just phone lag. This is not like internet lag or anything like that. It was literally my phone just like overheating every time I put my recorder on. So everything's a little slower. You can probably tell that. But I did not have a 50% boost. I didn't have a 50% boost for any of these, I think. Maybe one of them, but the last 3 here. So here comes the rally in here, and we'll see what happens. They do get a walk back. But you'll see, actually, I won the rally. I still have whatever leaders I have. So you'll see what the actual, like, what happened in the rally. I'm going to put an anti-scout just so other people can't get a scout for me. I know they have my comp, but there's a bunch of other guilds that probably want my comp too. So it doesn't matter if they have my comp, because they basically, they're not going to rally me again after that, obviously. And you'll see why they're not going to rally me after that. They only injured 400,000. I only had 480,000 beds at this time, so that's quite low for me to be running. I think I was running like some troop training because I was still doing some troop training at this time. But yeah, they only dropped me down 3 million might from that rally. But yeah, we'll take a look after this. But it was kind of funny in the chat because they're like, oh, he's not actually a trap. He's just like a tier 4 player who can't afford, like a low player or a big player who can't afford tier 4 yet. Yeah, so you're not a trap with over 83 might. You're just someone who can't afford tier 4. I think that's what the that's what the person said. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing, is people don't realize that's the reason why I put my actual might up higher, was so people wouldn't think I'm actually a trap, because there's a lot of traps that are sitting around 70 mil, 80 mil. So I was trying to get my might up actually higher, because around the 90 mil, a lot of people think you're just like a small tier 4 player, so you're not actually a trap. So that's the reason why I put my might up so high, because I wasn't getting hit around that, but I started getting hit more as I put my might up higher, which makes less sense. I mean, in these kingdoms, probably not, but the big kingdoms, it makes a lot of sense. So anyway, so I was actually in this kingdom just trying to bait rallies. So we'll take a look at the actual report here. We'll basically look through these are just single troop. I was just seeing if anyone actually was dumb enough to actually send a solo march while this was going on. But no, these are all single troop marches. And we'll see the actual rally here. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. There it is. So it was a 365,000... what's called XP drop. So I have no reinforcements for this rally. I took out 1.5 million troops there. This was a mixed tier 3, tier 4 rally. I think it was more tier 3 than tier 4. There wasn't too much tier 4 in this rally. And I kind of knew that before this going in there, so I wasn't really worried at all about this rally because, well, yeah, because it was mostly just tier 3. I knew there's a lot of tier 3 players. Yeah, there's only like one tier 4 player, so it was mostly just tier 3 on this one. But yeah, it was a solo rally. I had no reinforcements. That was my comp at the time. It was not my good comp. It was, well, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like my new comp that's actually like overpowered because I can actually switch phalanxes and all that stuff. Anyways, number 2. So a lot of you guys have probably seen these last clips. They're the most watched videos on my channel, I believe, but these are the top 2 clips. So this is a 2.375 mil rally. Basically, I don't know, is that's almost half and a half tier 3, tier 4, a little bit more tier 3 than tier 4, so maybe like, I don't know, like not 2/3, it'd be like, I don't know, 3/5 to a 2/5 sort of thing. But yeah, so this is the first ever full rally that I ever took. I was, what was I, 70 million might at this time or something? Yeah, I was much lower might at this time. So this was I was very, 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 very cautious. That's the guy. That's the leader who sent the thing. I knew it wasn't the best leader. He had purple, gold, some blue, level 60 stuff. I wasn't sure if it was a good idea at the time because, like I said, I'd never taken any full rally like this. I'd taken rallies before, but they're always like 1.5 million to 1 million, kind of that kind of range. So this full 2.375 rally was basically new territory for me, especially for a 70 million mite trap. I don't have amazing gear. I'm basically free to play gear. I didn't have the jewels that I have now, so my stats were much lower. And basically, I was an AA at the time. This was a long time ago. And they were very good at reinforcement because I was taking a lot of rallies at this time, mostly because people would rally me and they usually wouldn't send the whole thing. So basically, this was way back in time. So I'm just sounding the siren, trying to get as many people on as possible, just telling them I'm going to take the rally. Let's do it. I'll take the losses if I need to, but I'm going to basically set it up so I'll try not lose any troops, but if they get through the tier 4 that are in my front line, then I can get in big trouble. But usually that tier 4 acts as a really good meat shield. I only had one infantry hero at this time, so my front line wasn't as beefy. So I had to rely on my back line to do all the damage because the tier 4 I was getting was not going to do much damage just because I only had the single infantry hero. It was basically just a meat shield. So if you're wondering why I'm sending away all my troops in these clips, it's basically so I don't take any losses. We do take, I think, a little bit of losses in this video. That was just because Bobby there, he forgot to empty his infirmaries at the time. So if he had actually room in his infirmaries, he wouldn't have taken any losses, but he didn't have the room. I guess he was out burning all day. He's got a lot of kills, so he likes doing that, but he forgot to actually empty his infirmaries, so he did take a little bit of losses from the rally, which was unfortunate. It could have been avoided, but I guess he just didn't realize his infirmaries are so full at the time. So here we are just trying to basically get the right reinforcements in, trying to get as much tier 4 in the front line as possible. Well, that'll do the most damage and also basically act as a really good meat shield so that we take 0 losses while they take all the losses. Like I said, it's basically just wounded. I mean, I'll be taking like 600,000 wounded probably from this rally, so it's a lot of basically a lot of resources, not really a lot of resources, but a lot of like time to heal, but that's basically it. I mean, 6 days, I guess, depending on how many speed ups I had at the time. And I think Freshcool actually gifted me a 3-day speed up from this, so shout outs to him. Thanks for the 3-day speed up at the time, because obviously we weren't this wasn't as big of a guild at the time, so I didn't have as many speed ups available at the time. I did have the gems, but that was basically the backup, because if I get 0 at this time, I'm basically done for. I gotta wait like 3 or 4 months to rebuild at that time, so I had to keep something, and also just in case I needed to gem heal or anything like that if I was getting gangbanged or something like that. So but thanks for that 3-day speed up, Freshcool. Really appreciate that at the time. So here it is. I'm going to take the rally. I'm basically just not going to wait for them to actually come. So this was the result. So we did end up winning the rally. Like I said, the losses were all from Bobby, just because he forgot to empty his infirmaries. Yeah, so that was about 25 million resource heal, and like I said, Freshcool decided to gift me a 3D speed up to help with that. So we actually ended up winning that rally. That was the first full rally I'd ever taken or even tried to take. And yeah, I did not hide my leader in this one, which is good because I had a bunch of rallies I had messed up back in the day. First off, when I was sheltering my front line, a lot of times I'd accidentally not unclick my leader, so I'd actually shelter my leader. I've done that before. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm really stupid. Sometimes you're just doing everything so quickly, you totally forget about that, or you thought you clicked in, you didn't. So yeah, so they had a lot of dead troops on this one as well. We had basically none except for, like I said, there it is. Kiz the Az there, he's lost 32,000 troops just because his infirmaries were full. But yeah. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was letting him know what happened. I was like, oh god. Bobby, yeah. Anyway, so you've probably seen this video before, so okay, so anyways, number 1. So this was the top rally I probably have ever taken. There was 0 losses on this rally, which was awesome. Same thing. This guy had, I believe, gold gear as well, so he had really good gear. I was 80 million might, so I was a little bit stronger at this time. I had a little more troops. A lot of that was actually just my front line, but which I do get rid of actually, just so I don't take the. Don't know. Do I get rid of it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I get rid of it, just so I don't take losses on this, because it was, like I said, a full rally. At this point, I did not need speed ups and stuff like that because I was in RA, so I was getting more gems and all that. Like, I have 275,000 gems as a free to play player right now. But like I said, I do get zeroed at some time. So this is 2.3 million. This guy is a gold hero. There's a lot more tier 4 in this rally because they are a bigger guild that's rallying me at this point. This is he doesn't have mythic gear or anything like that, but he was a good rally leader. I think this is the best rally leader that's ever rallied me. Other than that, the first rally I took in this video, the 1.8 million, but this was a full rally actually, so it was 2.3 million, and they are speeding up this point. Yeah, it was mostly range. There is some other ones. I think they're just fodder. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah. So there was a little bit of mythic gear. I guess they were doing a little bit of a mix of range and infantry. But other than that, it was basically just tier 4 range. That was basically why I took this, because, yeah, I mean, he does have good gear. I mean, that's good gear. It's not it's not mythic gear or anything, but I probably wouldn't take a rally from someone with full mythic gear because that's a little too good. But back in the day, this would have been amazing gear, because before Mythic came out, gold was the best gear there was. So pre-Mythic, this was the best gear you could have, or almost the best gear you could have. I mean, his boots were purple, but I mean, whatever. So for this rally, basically what I did was I was like, oh, I want a gold Oathkeeper, because I decided at this point, okay, I'll get a second infantry hero. I mean, I'd already got all the medals for it. I'd just been holding on to it because I didn't want the might. But I was like, okay, whatever. If I'm going to be taking these big rallies, I might as well have a second infantry hero just so I can make my front line a little stronger, especially against a range rally, because range, the infantry needs to be doing a lot of damage. My cav is basically useless, so having 2 cav heroes is not going to help me in this rally, so having a second infantry hero was a big help for this rally. Yeah, so I'm going to just make sure that I actually switch my heroes. So I'm going to take out a cav hero, put an infantry hero on my front line. That will definitely increase the damage I'll be putting out, because the squad damage actually does a lot of your damage. If you guys don't realize that, squad damage is huge, especially when the squads are really big. If you have a huge squad, you're doing 200% damage on that squad attack, so that's why blast attack works so well. That when you have 4 of the same heroes on there, because each squad is getting a 200% boost on that squad attack damage, and that does a massive amount of damage every time that hits. So that's why a purple trickster is actually better than, let's say, a blue, or I guess gold or purple trickster is better than like a blue like range attack hero, just because the squad damage does so much damage. So so you always look at that as like, oh, why does someone have a trickster on there? Well, if they had like a blue, let's say, like range attack hero, guess what? The gold trickster is actually better than that that blue attack hero, just because squad damage does so much more damage. So anyway, so I am doing the same thing as all the other rallies. I am evacuating my front lines only to the amount of troops that will fit into my infirmaries. So if I have 600,000 infirmaries, I will leave 600,000 troops in my front line, because that way, if worst comes to worst, usually what happens is they fill my infirmaries. I might lose the rally, but no one loses any troops. So it's basically a net win for us. So even if they win the rally, we win, because they'll actually lose troops and we won't. So anyway, so here comes the rally. I was not sure what was going to happen on this one, so this is kind of a just like, we'll see what happens. So here comes the rally, and it's coming really quick. They did speed it up. So CXO, Googs, and yes, we did smoke. So we ended up winning that full rally as well. So that was the last clip of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll take a look at what the actual like reports are, but I'm sure a lot of you have actually seen it. If you haven't seen it, I might link. Anyways, you guys just go back and watch the videos. That you can find them pretty easily on my channel. But yeah, so these are just prequels to the other rally video that I'm going to be releasing next week, and that one's really exciting because that is going to be my #1 clip for wherever. It's the basically #1 rally I've taken. It's I like I said, I don't want to spoil it, so I'll let you guys sit on that. That it is the best clip that I personally believe is the best rally I've ever taken. I did not have reinforcements for that rally either, but you'll see why. I mean, sure, you know why I won, but you'll see why. Anyways, but yeah, so this one was, I took out 800,000 troops, but I only lost 758. So we did end up winning that one. Like I said, he had good gear, so it could have been better. I wasn't sure about the losses and stuff. And yes, if I left troops in my front line, I would have been there would have been 300,000 or 400,000 tier 2 dead if I had just left them there. So like I said, worst comes to worst, we lose the rally, but they end up walking back with dead troops and we don't. So that was the end of it. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any videos to submit for the top 5, that's one of the reasons I did this video, because I didn't have enough for the actual top 5. So if you guys have videos submitted for the top 5, please submit them, and I'll get them into another video probably next week. I do have a big rally video coming out next week. I might throw out the KVK video, the one where I got 117 million points as well next week, so stay tuned for that. And anyway, so I'll see you guys next week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and see you next time.